Please don't stop.
Putting a dip in your hip, a glide in your stride. Welcome to the mothership, the home of the travelers of the universe, with shows throughout the week. Everything you want, everything you could need. From the paranormal to the supernatural, from the spiritual to the unknown, from emotions to comedy. You can find us at Facebook, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and so much more. This is R.I.F.T Nation Network, the RNN. And now, your featured show. Shall we begin?
Good evening, travelers and those alike. Welcome to the Orion Effect right here on the R.I.F.T Radio Network, which used to be, is now the R.I.F.T Nation Network. We have changed. We coming to you. We've changed for more. We mutated, and now we are here on a different level, bringing you special moments and special things in your lives. Welcome to the show. I'm the Hitman, Ed Odell.
And I am Rhonda Dowdy.
And our special guest first in the left corner, coming in the bright side of life with the headphones on the listen cords, coming from the Falcon of Northern Isles, Raven Stromberg.
I am so used to you guys looking at my avatar now. I forgot what I look like.
Coming in a bright, lightly, cowboyish way, artist, bringing those together. Ottersberg!
Yeah.
Ottersberg.
How you doing?
Good evening, everybody. Hello.
Kind of felt like I was at a WWE wrestling match there for a minute.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, we now bring to you the tag team champions of the world.
You do not want me to put on tights, just saying.
Oh, that
No.
could be sexy.
Oh my God.
Welcome, everybody, to the Enigma Machine. This show is designed just for what it is. For those who do not know what the Enigma Machine was, it was a code-breaking device back during the 1940s that was used on multiple applications. Here, the Enigma Machine is breaking codes of society, spirituality, what we've misunderstood, what we're misunderstanding, and we get here with you. Please ask your questions and bring your answers, as stated before, because we have an hour full of chat. Special. Hi.
Hopefully, I don't fall off topic today. So,
You will
no
not.
promises.
You will not. There is no falling. There is do or not do. There is no falling.
My
There tends
goodness.
to be lots of rabbit holes, so there we go.
Yeah.
Fall
No
into.
wrong.
Yeah, I jump subjects. I swear to God, I yell at my sister for talking like that. She jumps subjects, and it's like I'm on Howie's show, and I'm always throwing her for a loop. So today, my goal is not to throw you for a loop.
And I promise not to let you go too far one down the holes.
There you go. There you go.
I'm worried about you, Howie. I'm not worried about Raven.
Really? What are you worried about me for? What did I
Isn't anybody worried about me?
do?
Nah, you're used to the Gemini logic. You just let it go in one ear and out the other.
Not wrong.
See?
What are you saying
Yeah.
about Aquarians? What are you saying? What are you trying to say?
Me?
I don't know.
Or her? Or him? Who are we talking to?
What are
Hi.
you talking about?
What you talking about, Willis? So, welcome to the show, everybody. As you see our antics.
What was that?
I have no clue.
Aliens.
In the backyard.
Dude, they're already here.
We're going to talk about that tonight.
They've been here.
There's something that I wanted to bring forth that I came across. Hey, Kristen. Hello. Something that took place last night here at the cabin, which is where I'm. Hey, Lisa, where I come live from. Where me and Rhonda have come live from. Our home, a base camp away from home. So let's start this out. Hello. Yes, indeed. So I want to bring this to everybody's attention. Let's discuss this. We'll take it down the first rabbit hole. Rabbit hole number one. But just number one, what's your feelings on? All right, here it is. So we're in the way back. The location we have 7 acres of woods that go back. Okay. We have the rancher to my left, which is y'all's right. Okay. That's where the murder took place. We have plenty of activity here in the cabin. That's kind of cool. I'm doing that whole thing again, Rhonda. I'm getting digital. Now, we were in the way back, which is the furthest part of the woods. Hey, Court. And there's usually some form of activity. There's an ongoing understanding of what could be going on there. Now, last night, myself and 6 others witnessed a physical phenomenon, which I, as a paranormal investigator, have never seen before. So I'm going to bring it to y'all's attention, and I want to get y'all's opinion, and let's talk about it. In each direction, yes, north, east, south, and west, and in between, we saw red-shaped, what looked like candles floating up and down. I would say probably about 25 to 30 yards away from us in multiple directions.
Do you have native in that area?
There is native in this area.
Yeah, usually in this area, the particular red lights are usually associated with the Wendigos.
1979, Miss Judy. Well, see, that's interesting you say that. So hey, Ryan, let's go around and get everybody's thoughts, because I have my own. Wendigo was a good point. We did pick up native. Rhonda and I have picked up native before. Keith,
Yeah.
what would you think that this anomaly could be?
It's hard telling without being there to feel the energy.
Okay.
A lot of times that's how I can tell what it is. I feel the energy. But just from what you described, I mean, that could be natives holding torches. It could be a group of Wendigo eyes. You know, some people say their eyes glow red. It could simply be just energy manifesting itself, you know, like static electricity.
Should I go deeper into this before we go to Rhonda?
No, let me. I'll just give initial takes and then go deeper and let's see what you get. I was going to go Wendigo, and I actually was thinking the exact same thing as Keith. I was thinking torches or lanterns, and the reason I say that is because I didn't investigate last night, but we sat on the porch, kind of talking with some people, and of course it's Christmas, so everybody's got lights on all the way up and down 360. Got their Christmas lights on because there's residential houses, and there's a particular residential house across the street from the cabin that you don't see in the summer at all. You don't even really notice it's there in the winter until Christmas when they light up the whole house. So it kind of made me feel like lanterns because I'm wondering if spirits might have thought there were other lanterns or torches around.
That's a good call. That's
Yeah.
Miss Donna, hello. So let's go a little further into our 45-minute session. I was with, like I said, 6 others. This is before Ryan had joined up with us. We got on our equipment contact. We got on some of the spirit boxes. Hey, Lois. We got the number 6. We also got non-human. I do believe we also picked up voices saying it was me. I killed them. I did it. Feed me. I'll show you. I'll hurt you. I will kill you. I'm going to do bad things to you. Then we also got save me, protect me. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here for me. I need help. Okay, so that's just a conglomerate. I'm giving it to y'all in one big candy bowl. Okay, like I said, this is over a period of 45 minutes. Now, I was the first one to see them. Everyone else started seeing them all around us. Rhonda, you know the way back. You know what I'm explaining. It's very deep, going one direction to right, danger zone. To the left was the service road, and behind us was the cabin, which was 100 yards away through the woods.
You know, one other thing that kind of isn't there, if I'm remembering correctly, back in the way back, when you hit the service road, there's like large telephone or electrical poles back there. If I'm remembering, like it's almost like a mini substation almost.
They are cell phone towers. Yeah.
Yeah.
2 active and one non-active.
Any reflectors on those?
No.
Okay.
Ow.
Now, I like what y'all were saying, and I'm going to just give it a little bit more detail. They did look like cylinder style. They were not round. They were cylinder like a candle.
Yeah.
They would float all the way to the ground and then float back up. I cannot give you the height on which they float. And I wish Ryan was there too, because I know Ryan's on and he made it there after the fact. And just to let everybody know, you know, this was our annual, the cabin annual toy drive, Toys for Tots. Rhonda and Kim were here. They left just as the investigation was starting. Kim's getting much better.
Yeah, we left about 9:30. Actually, we kind of hung around chatting with a lot, like Dennis and John Stevens and a lot of people. So
okay,
it was probably 9 and 9:30 when we left, maybe 10.
And Keith, I'm sorry, what did you say?
Santa Claus.
Santa Claus.
It's Rudolph and his reindeer friends.
Are we going there?
It could be Odin.
Okay.
Could be.
All right, out of the rat tunnel. All right, so
It's Odin.
it's Odin's new. Okay. I did start probing last night, and asking direct questions. I asked, was it created? And it said, yes, we were created. We were created. We are not from here. There is 6 of us, and then of course it started the whole negative vibe thing again. So, and those in chat, if you wish to speak up and give your opinion, please. That's what the Enigma Machine's about. Now, the ironic part to this, what you all said, I received a phone call from Robert this morning, and we were, and I told him, and he goes, "You know what that sounds like to me?" I'm like, "What?" He goes, "It sounds like. Do you remember the old lanterns that were on trains?" I'm like, "Yeah." He goes, "Didn't they have red lens to them?"
Yeah.
I'm
They
like,
did.
exactly.
Yeah.
He goes, so I was like, however, I get your point. It's called a bullseye lantern. I understand. There's no train tracks anywhere near us. Just, I got to look at the balances, give and takes. But he did call the lantern. Okay, we're on the battlefield of Bethesda Church. We are on the battlefield. Okay. This leads right to Cold Harbor. For anybody that knows Cold Harbor, knows that was the deadliest battle in the war of Civil War. Is the cabin a portal? Thank you,
I like that.
Judy. Okay, now this is where I'm going to give you guys my opinion. What I think now. I think it is a possibility after what I was feeling and picking up, as Keith was talking about, with knowing that the cryptics are on this property. There are cryptics.
Yeah.
I've seen it from my own eyes. The amount of spiritual energy. Last night I was picking up dimensional energy. It makes me wonder if I and the rest of the crew were witnessing gateways, a rift in time or a gateway. And your thoughts?
Possible. It is entirely possible.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, Keith.
Gateways, portals. They're real. Can I physically, scientifically prove they're real? No, I cannot. But I have dealt with them. And it is simply energy. Now, we don't know if the energy is coming from our side of that portal or their side of that portal, but that portal is there. There are points on the Earth where they feel, even some scientists think, because they have odd energy anomalies. It was some kind of portal, at least at one time, doorways, etc. So I think that's very possible. Another possibility is, they say when the human species gets fully enlightened, we will go back to, and when we pass, we go back to our light bodies. Could it have been light bodies or aliens that have ascended to not need a physical body anymore? Rabbit hole.
That's a good point.
Huh.
We actually got a comment. Gary, thank you for being a part of the show and welcome from Spirit Connections. It's energy no one understands, and you have to respect it. There you go. That's a good point, Gary. Thank you for bringing that up. Donna goes and hits up with this. Skinwalker Ranch, black hole energy. Okay, hold on. Okay, let's stop right there.
Leave my ex out of this.
Mine too.
Look, you two bitch at me. It's not fair that y'all get those chances.
I didn't say which one.
I didn't either.
I'm good.
It honestly just spurted out. I apologize.
What would be interesting is to see what Joni would say astrologically about what was happening last night, because the dimensional thing makes sense to me, but I almost feel like we had multiple things colliding. I almost wonder if we didn't have residual lanterns, I wonder if we weren't dealing with elementals, because we know there are elementals on that land. And we know what's in the basement is likely elemental. And then when the natives created an elemental, it wasn't always just one. There's very likely 6, 7. There could be a posse of elementals there. Along
Right.
with, we
It
could
said
be
multiple. It gave the number 6.
we could also be dealing with some fairy play.
Yeah.
I did
So what
Yeah.
would be happening that would open all of that up?
It was yesterday, correct?
Yes.
Yes, that's correct.
Okay. This is what Joni said for yesterday. She gives little mini readings every morning. Moon is in Scorpio combined with Venus in Scorpio for really lovely energy. It is a great date weekend, socializing weekend with friends and family. That's what you were doing, socializing with friends and family. There aren't many hard aspects at all. Jupiter and Venus being in energy expanding relationships, goals and dreams come into play as well. Be careful not to overspend money, and that's about it. So there wasn't a whole lot going on.
Right.
But there are other things. Retrogrades. Mercury's going into retrograde in a couple of days. The new moon is the 12th. There is some energy at play out there.
Now, you speaking of energy, and I like that Courtney just brought this up. For those who do not know, right now Virginia is under tornado warnings all over.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's why I'm watching the signal very closely, because I could lose signal.
Wow.
And I know Rhonda's Wi-Fi, so I know hers could go out like that too.
Yeah.
So we're being very careful about that. Now, with that being said, I'm going to lean forward a little bit because my banner was going through my chest. The fact that Courtney just said storms headed into the area stirred up energy. You know what?
They do.
They do, and they did.
Well, down
They
here
did.
on the East Coast, when I used to paranormal investigate, we always had this weather thing that talks about, and again, we always keep track of like the barometric pressure, what's actually happening when we're investigating, because we had an actual scientist on the team. So our scientist, Gabrielle was our scientist. I know it sounds like a TV show, but that's her real name. But she had certain equipment she liked to keep track of to see if there was scientifically something that coincided with either us picking up a visual or a loop, or if we actually picked up EVP or something visual on camera. So that's a good possibility right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I would say that because last night about that time, Howie, would be when the tornadoes were in Nashville, which
Correct.
of course wouldn't be that far west of us. So
When we were back there, I will give you the basic. Oh, well, good Lord, I'm going to pop that up, and then we can read that in just a second. Sorry, Keith. I can tell you now, I had the thermal out on the second run. Okay, not the first run when we encountered all this, which I wish we had now. God. But we did get some cool stuff on the second round with the thermal. That was at 1 o'clock in the morning. Anyway, let me continue. The temperature was, I do believe, 62 to 60 degrees. It was low humidity.
Yep.
It was progressively getting, chillier a little bit at a time. But what? Did I not read it yet? All right, I'll read it in a second.
No, I just can't figure out why he's laughing.
I know.
I got
Go
a message, and it was a very good joke, and I wasn't laughing at anybody here.
Okay. No, I figured that was out left field and I missed the point. Sorry, go ahead.
When you start to laugh for no reason, it makes me scared, because then I feel like I'm getting insane. It's scary. Don't do that.
Sorry.
Don't do that. Okay. So it's all good. So the temperature and the atmosphere, Jake, I can't. Oh, cool. Thank you, Jake. The atmospheric pressure, the atmospheric temperature, barometric pressure were prime. Add a 5G signal.
Yeah.
And, whatever.
Yeah, that'll affect it too,
Right. Now,
did you read the sorry, I'm butting in here, but did you read the magnetic field from the 5G separate, like the electrical field separate from the magnetic?
it never affects.
Yeah, that
It's
could
never
affect it too.
We both now that's a good point. Thank you for bringing it up too. We both had static and EMF readers, sensors out there. So I mean, between me and Dennis hooking this team up, and what would Jim already had. Now Jim Livingston was already with us as well from Paranormal Outlaws. He was with me last night too. You gotta give props out there. We and Sarah and I'll introduce. Well, we're gonna have Sarah on the show very soon. We had all the equipment covered, both spiritually and on the paranormal side. So it was definitely peaking at some kind of point with that. So, Rhonda, I'm going to hand that over to you, let you read that, and then we can.
Elementals are ancient beings, as so are the Fae. These beings are not controllable and have been part of land since the beginning. May be very unhappy with the structure and people who have been there. Very possible, and like in more than one way. As Courtney mentioned earlier, that when they were investigating there, they picked up on Native American as well, and that one of her investigators offered an offering. And I mean, how that for sure. The first time I ever came to the cabin, I went and walked the perimeter of the woods, giving offerings of tobacco, lavender, sage, everything, and actually sat down and actually in a chair back there and said, "Hey, had a conversation like we come in peace. I'm here in peace," because the energy was very weird, So yeah, I think it's important.
Yeah, you always want to make a good first impression.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Those are valid points. Okay, very valid points. And the thought process is, the one thing is we're learning. We're breaking the codes right now. We're starting to understand. Maybe we're starting to understand what they already knew, what our ancestors already knew. Okay, I also felt this. I did feel a dimensional energy. So dare I say, aliens. I'm going to use that word. I felt aliens.
Well, the grays are actually engineered. They're not something that's born. That's why a lot of the grays will abduct human beings. We're going down a rabbit hole here. Will abduct human beings because they need to be able to clone them. But in retrospect, we already have clones here. So it's catch-22 there.
It is. And I agree with you there. I absolutely agree.
Now, did you have anybody, this is just a curiosity question for me.
Ask, you guys, ask.
Did you have anybody in your group, and I'm not talking like you or Jim or I don't, or even Ryan for them, but did you have anybody who might have been feeding the fear, if that makes sense? Because if you feed the fear at all, or you act fearful, or you are acting sketchy, or you are worried about it, you're going to bring it out more than it's actually there. You're feeding that energy.
Yep.
So I didn't know if anybody there was kind of reacting to what you were seeing, or.
I want to touch base on something, and then I'm going to answer that. And I don't want to lose. That's why I'm keeping Courtney's up, because I don't want to lose where we are in chat. And I kind of agree with Gary right there. But bear with me for a second. First thing is, a comment was made in the woods last night.
Nice.
That this place, when we were going through it, kind of felt like, guess what? The ranch. Skinwalker Ranch. Somebody made that comment, and I went, "Oh, that's interesting." So I want to make sure that was acknowledged, because that was actually said.
Has anybody done any kind of a geological survey of the area to find out what kind of stone, crystal, bedrock, whatever it's made of?
Yeah.
I don't know how far Ryan and Dennis have gone into the actual land part of it. That's something they would have to answer.
Okay.
My team at this point has not. We've only been here once. We've started our own investigation. Ryan is a part of this team too. So this is something we're actually going to be looking at and doing as we work this area. I will say that.
Yeah.
At this time. Woohoo! What's up, sexy?
Oh, how sweet.
Howie said, "What's up, sexy?" He's up running.
So, I mean, these are good points that I want to look at too. Now, before we go any further, I will tell you there were several people. Like I said, there's Sarah, uh, Jim, Jason Gray was with us last night. We had Martha from Crop was with us last night. Commonwealth Research of the Paranormal. That's this home team at this location. And then we had two wonderful new ladies to the paranormal that were put with us. There's a public investigation. Um, was there anyone that was fearing? No, I'm going to say I think all of us, even the news, were bold, stepping up. We stepped up to it. Um, that much I can say. Now I can say when we got to the rancher, Sarah got scratched on the back of the neck last night. Yes. But that I don't know if that had anything to do with the woods or not. But you know, Darby likes to hang down there. He's that interesting little character. I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just saying. I don't even know if he likes the name Darby. Who knows? But you won't tell me his name so I can use it properly.
Well, I mean, and he is one for sure that if he senses your uneasiness about him or that area at all, he will come after you. I mean, he will play the mind games with you. So
yeah, I think he did it more than once last night. Now, to answer another question you guys had, my God, we're just going to stay on the subject for the whole thing. I love it, but let's work it. Were there individuals on the property last night that perhaps the location did not like? Yes.
Okay.
That's as far as I can go into it, and I'm willing to go into it. But I can say that there were people, individuals, 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever, that were here during the public investigation that the property does not care for and may react it to. They were not with my team.
Yes, true. Sorry, I was reading a comment. True, Kim.
Yeah, so let me catch up here. All right. Rhonda, you're a better reader than me, please.
Kim says she doesn't feel like it'll ever give you the true name, like because if it does, it gives up its power if you know who.
Yep.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And then Courtney said said the location, Howie, not you.
Okay, hold on. I'm getting back there. Donna hits up with flipping reptilians. True. I like this. What?
Grays are good.
Yeah, well, I'm catching up. Where Gary says some grays are good, and I totally I agree with that.
Yeah, there's good and bad to everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
Alligator's a reptile, and it's pretty tasty. Just saying.
It's tasty. It's like chicken. Jinx, Coke. I also felt constant feelings of being watched and surrounded. Exactly, Courtney. That was definitely one of our factors last night. I will say that. Yes, ma'am. Kim hit with, that's a great point, Keith. Geller, I'm catching up with you guys. My goodness. Gary, Rhonda, read that one out.
I have one who communicates through trance when I go very deep. My sitters witnessed the change, explained how they communicate with high frequency.
Frequency. Okay, hold on. That was something that came into play too, that we need to bring this to the forefront. Ryan, I hope you're freaking listening, man. You're a freaking awesome show person, you and your freaks. All right, so here's the thing. At a point in time last night, I did hear a hum, a frequency. And my hearing evidently is different from everybody else's because everybody else can hear something. I'm like, I don't hear dookie. But last night I was hearing almost a B flat to a B vibration tone. So it had sound too.
Was that in the woods or in the basement?
That was actually at the rancher.
Okay.
So I'm just adding that to it.
So energy and vibration make sound. Makes sound.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I was kind of thinking the same thing, Donna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Are the paranormally dealing with demonics elements, and I don't believe the names are per se. Okay, there we go. And dropping in here, Courtney drops. In my opinion, whatever it is in the woods has a story to tell. Yes, it wants to be heard. Yes, but there's things fighting against that story. That's what I was. That's what I was getting to. Thank you, Courtney. There's multiple stories back there, and what people and this is something Ryan, me, and Jim talked about last night. People get stuck in a period of time when they're doing research.
Yeah.
What do you hear when you hear Bethesda Church Battlefield? Automatic Civil War. They
Huh.
they comb in on it. But there's prehistory and prior history. No, that's not right. Pre and post history. And you know, we have to take that all into consideration. So what happened after this war? They have an ongoing theory about what's going on. I'm not going to speak it out loud just yet, but there are multiple. And if you're a medium and you understand this, there's layers of things that have happened back there, at least, if that makes sense.
It makes perfect sense because me and another person were at a hotel and we were standing outside and we were both sensing multiple decades of energy all sitting on top of each other, but not on top of each other, mixed within each other.
Yeah.
You could actually feel the decade energy. That's the first time that's ever happened to me.
Yeah.
So you mean like having multiple timelines kind of cross over each other?
Yes.
60s, 70s,
Yeah.
80s, 90s, all intermingled together going, what the?
Now, Shannon Page is on right now. Shannon was with us on round 2, which is the 1 o'clock. All right. She experienced not so negative with us, but she experienced something different with us. Everything completely changed when we went back there. I had the thermal. Shannon says, if I may, arguing with what Courtney said, I definitely felt like we were being watched. Yes, both times we were in the woods. Whatever or whoever did like the tribal music. Now, hold on, I'll come to that. We found some information from last night. Oh, yes, we did. So if not elemental, at least Native American. Agreed. Courtney said, yes. And I'm going to read Gary's real quick, and then I'll tell you what I'm talking about. I totally understand. Have you used a mirror on your investigations? Not back there, but that's in the works. So thank you for that one too, Gary. So here's the thing. We connected a timeline last night, you guys. We connected. Okay, this is, this has been happening all year for us. There's synchronicity from here to 2013.
Nice.
Now, in 2012, 2013, Ryan C. Jones captured twice Native American chants and shaman drumming and chants. One time while the digi was in his pocket and he forgot it was even on. Ready for the connection?
Mm-hmm.
Last night, Sarah turns on some Native American to see if we'll get it going. Something said, stop her, stop her, stop her, stop her. And I looked over at Sarah, I said, Sarah? She's like, yeah. I was like, what kind of music are you playing? She's like, I don't know. I was like, is that Lakota? And she goes, I think so. I said, would you please turn that off right now? Turn it off, turn it off, turn it off. And she turned it off real quick. She's like, why? I was like, you don't understand. This is not Lakota territory. You may be causing a serious issue if you're playing something else and another altogether. Or they don't understand it.
Yeah. Okay,
that was cool. Now, she's like, well, what are we dealing with? I said, we need to look at Manapanai, Blackfoot, Powhatan, or Pamunkey. She found Powhatan. Okay? she started playing it. Now, we created a base circle, which means sensor, cat ball, sensor, cat ball, sensor, cat ball. We had our surroundings, okay? As the music started to play, all the sensors start, and I know she's here, so she can back me up on this. So this is cool. I have a witness. I do, Shannon. That when we started playing the music, the sensors were going off. Not the cat balls, but the EMF, the statics. My thermal died. They killed my thermal again.
Give me that energy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Now Jim stopped and went, Howie, listen to that. I was like, okay. So I'm listening while all this is going on, and you could hear the dum 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 dum. Now, the ironic part, this was an exact match to what Ryan had on his Digi. You could have taken this and taken it to Ryan's Digi and went, whoop.
Yeah.
That gives confirmation. Powhatan in Powhatan, Virginia, we were dealing with that same culture 10 years ago that what we played last night.
Yep.
Wow. Synchronicity, people.
Mm.
Holy crap, is all I'm saying. There was epiphany of this happening last night. Yeah, and flashlights. Yeah, the flashlights went off like crazy. They did. I'm not much on the flashlights, but I support my team. Let me bring that back up so y'all can see that one. You know, those are good point.
The energy is heavy because whatever's out there fried a camera of our Noah. The cabin in general has a tendency to kill or drain equipment, like totally kill equipment.
Yes.
Yeah.
The rancher, the cabin, and the woods, all three.
Yep.
And
So
I
it's,
have all three.
so it's draining the energy so quickly out of it that it is literally probably melting the solder joints on the boards.
Luckily, we haven't had any of that issue yet.
Okay.
We have not had that fast of a drain. Now, I will tell you, my thermal is an 8-hour thermal. It took about 40 minutes and it was dead.
Wow.
So I give that confirmation on that one.
You could
Send a message. I will send you a link to other pages. Cool, Gary. Yeah, you got it, man.
with that information, Howie, you could actually calculate the amount of energy per minute they are draining. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Bingo.
That is
Bingo.
amazing.
Yes.
Yep.
There's
That's
science
my
right
next-
there.
Yeah. That's my next project.
Oh,
So yeah, you're right on target, dude. That's my next role. If I can do this, I'm going to calculate it and see how long it takes and why is it? Because I'm going to go from front, mid, and back. I'm going to do 3 tests and how long does it take? And is it the Is it the G5? Is it something else? Now,
Right.
let me add to this. There is something in the area what we call the danger zone. That's on the right side property of us. Okay.
What's in the danger zone?
I found evidence of witch mounds and of dead zones. So the only thing is plants. No grass. Only the pinnacle trees, the prehistoric trees. That's it.
Yeah.
The
And
yuccas.
in a mound. Huh?
Is it the yuccas? Where the yuccas are?
No, it's past it.
It's past that. So it's when you're facing it's to the right, back that way. That's where I always feel like there's people standing watching.
Yes,
Like
that's
literally
the location.
standing watching.
That's the location.
Yeah. Okay.
So I also got something hit last night, and I'm going to ask a very socially, what the hell are you talking about question. And I'm
What
going to
did
bring
you do? I heard a bang. What did you do?
Let's see. I'm trying to keep everybody going. Crazy battery, 80%. There you go. Yes.
Sorry, dog.
No, you're fine. And that's we're going to do some testing on that, Gary, because I'm really interested. Because if I can get the basis of theory, I can start to understand, and I can start to look at other directions. Ron Wood was here from Boo's Paranormal Mad Prop, and y'all going to see some wonderful things in 2024 with paranormal equipment. So I'm happy to be involved with Ron, and we're excited to be working together, conglomerate. Now, I picked up something, and now here's the question I'm going to ask. And I'm going to ask all of you travelers, new and old, that are here. And if you're new, welcome to the show and welcome to the network. And we're happy to have you. Grab your surfboard and ride with us. Is there a possibility, much like the Masons, much like many other occults, how many believe that maybe the Ku Klux Klan practices some type of form of ceremony, spiritual ceremonies?
We know they did. We know they did.
Yeah, in a sense, they do.
Masons do too. A lot of people don't
The
know.
Masons
They will
do.
never admit this to anybody
they do.
outside of the Masonic community.
Yeah.
And even they won't admit it to some of the lower level Masons. But there is a darker side
Yep.
of the Masons that do practice some very dark shit, because I have
Yep.
it firsthand. I have dealt with what they brought forth into this realm and had to dispatch it, and they are still not happy with me.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Well, all I'm saying is, remember where we talk about that level of energy from different time periods?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
We're dealing with a mess load of Holy Mother of God here.
Yeah.
And people go, well, how can it be haunted?
Ooh,
How can it have activity? Go ahead.
I'd love to see that picture.
Which God?
Howie, did
The message is up there now.
I got the glowing clan hat in the woods. Yeah,
I'd like to see that.
Yes, I want to go back and see that again.
Yeah.
No, you did not send it to me, but you're giving me confirmation. Just saying.
Sorry. that would be. Yeah, I love stuff like that.
And thank you, Court, for bringing that up. Shannon drops. I would hands down say they do. There you go.
Yeah.
She experienced, like the rest of us last night. Ryan was with us, so if Ryan was here or still is, he can, give his. What is Donna saying? I'm gonna let y'all read that.
Witch Master Mason ceremony years ago, all witchy and about the elements.
There you go. So
what's the name of the place? Something Grove, I think, where all of the elite politicians go and have all of their dark ceremonies at night. There's a big owl there.
Down in Florida.
I think so.
Oh no.
Is it Locust Grove?
I don't think so. I can't remember.
No. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
because they have the big statue of the feminine goddess.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Good point.
Renee says Bohemian Grove.
There it is. Because Renee is just badass like that.
That's right.
She's a knower.
Sort of a knowledge, So
shameless plug. That's why she's a researcher for Cobra Paranormal.
There you go. I sent the pic to you and Rhonda. Cool. We will post it on the event page.
Yeah.
Everybody gets opinion. So, wow, we got 11 minutes to go in the show. I wasn't expecting to talk all about here in the event, but man, this is led down, as we said, every angle, and we're just talking about one thing. We haven't even talked about. I saw. Okay, we saw orbs running around there, or running down. Slow down. Let me think this out. We saw orbs bouncing on top of the ground last night. Witnessed that. I would say Shannon, I'm not going to speak for you, but I think she even saw some of these things. Now, there's glowworms behind us that are not supposed to be here, but these were not glowworms.
Yeah. The glowworms we usually see in the summer.
Okay, the red dots. She was there to go.
Yeah.
We kept seeing the red dots lights too. Now, that was after, what she's talking about was after the major hit. Last night, the 1 o'clock is when it started happening again, but it was different. It was different.
Sprites.
Sprites, phase. I was picking up phase heavily last night.
Yeah.
Sprites are generally now this actually makes sense, at least in here. When you see little fairies out in a field, they're generally yellow, blue, green, different colors. Sprites are generally, a group of sprites are all one color.
Mhm.
And you have to be very careful around sprites
Mhm.
because I don't know if it's they don't know the strength of their abilities or if they just overcompensate to be funny, but they can very well manipulate the weather. So if somebody asked for some rain directly to a sprite, look at all of the storms that came through and how strong they were.
And those suckers bite.
Don't touch them. They're out.
You know, so here was my point why I wanted to do this show. We have given so many possibilities, the understandings, and now we're letting people know that it's the paranormal is much greater than people anticipate, and they should be very careful at times. You don't know what you're dealing with, and we're all in this together to try to understand what we're dealing with. I'm a long-time investigator, and I saw things last night I cannot explain. So I decided, let's do this. Let's talk about it. Ron and I have been out here for two plus years together. I've been out here for 3.5 years. Never seen anything like this.
I think
So
it is about the levels too, because if you think about it, you've got the prehistoric that would have happened on that land that none of us talk about. The native presence on the land, the before the Civil War, the after the Civil War, then the incident at the rancher. But what we also have to remember, there was the terrible, tragic incident in the rancher that spilled out into those woods.
thank you. Now, hold on. Now that you said that, well, we got about 10 more minutes. We're going to talk about this. So Beaver Dam Creek used to flow to the very back of where we are now. Okay. That is where hundreds of soldiers lost their lives and the blood flowed into the back of this property.
Oh.
So you have that. You have the blood. Hold on. Woo. That was weird. You have the blood. Sorry, y'all are saying so much. I'm good. I'm gonna run, guys. I love you, Corp. Be good. Give love to Sean. You have the blood of a pure 9-year-old girl, like Rhonda was saying, in the woods. We don't know what else blood is spilting out there.
There are ley lines under there as well.
We have
You're talking moving water, blood on the land, the Native Americans, and if you're adding in ley lines, you're talking a paranormal hotspot,
Okay,
good and bad. I mean, everything, right down to portals, right down to different types of energy, elementals, old and new. Literally, you're talking everything in that case.
And let's not forget the burial mounds out there in the woods.
Ooh, wow. See, I got to get me a car.
Either that or we got to get you a plane or a train ticket. I've been telling that to Keith for 2 years.
Sounds interesting. It's difficult to tell when seeing red. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Possibly this coming year, I may be able to get some vacation time saved up, some fun saved up. But I got to take care of a few health things first.
Sure.
Yeah.
Then we can have you and Christy both here at the cabin. I'm sure Dennis would love that.
That'd be cool.
Do y'all's thing here. Yes, he totally agree with the red I use with the mirror. Good points. You guys are all dropping some very good stuff tonight.
Yeah.
Here's an interesting point about the red. I was talking with Dustin Perry at Malvern Manor, and they were doing experiments with regular white lights with a red filter instead of using infrared. because they noticed the same thing I've noticed in the past. Say you've got an infrared light, very strong one, shining down a hallway, and the spirit starts coming around the corner, and all of a sudden it backs up and kind of does this. It's almost
because
like
the IR hurts them.
yes.
Not all of them, but a
Right.
good portion. I've got in
Yeah,
the
see,
wood.
I like the full spectrum.
Yes.
That's what I like.
I got in the back of the woods, so we call it the midway. I asked that question while one of the gentlemen that was doing YouTubing was back there. I said, "Dude, is there something that hurts you? Because we don't ask this enough. We don't know what's bothering them. How can we get better communication?" Ryan,
Yeah.
me, and Jim have always had excellent results with blacklight. Okay. I asked the question. It said, "Please turn the light off." That's hurting me.
Yeah.
So a good, this has been on my mind for a very long time. I think IR affects them. That's why I think they're shy away from grids, and I'll explain that in a minute. Thanks
Energy
for
grids, yeah.
getting Miss being there. Let's see, Miss being there for everyone last night. But hey, thanks for stopping by, Shay. Shannon, Kentucky is like that too. Yes, I've heard a lot of this stuff. No, oh boy, we're not even going to get into that because I could take it to a whole new level. Because Ron Wood and I were talking about some stuff last night that,
Yeah.
wow, Mechanicsville, Virginia is a geology base with the land is the ocean, sand, and gravel. Yeah, there's a lot more, but yeah, that's your basis, correct?
A lot of quartz and sand and gravel.
Yeah, the energy definitely presented that for a lack of better words. Yes. I just want to make sure everybody's comments are being seen. That's all. So,
But Pliocene is quartz. Did you say that, Keith?
What's that?
Is that Pliocene quartz? Did you say that?
Sand and gravel, but there's a lot of quartz in sand and gravel.
I was going to say, because that just amplifies everything on top of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what the East Coast is on. That's why the Bridgewater Triangle documentary around a couple of the areas that I've investigated, like the Freetown State Forest and things, where the Satanic murders were. A lot of that happens because it's got the energy grid coming from Freetown State Forest, and then we are on literally a bed of quartz. We have a big rock of quartz over in this particular area. Wish I could find a mine and hunt it.
You mentioned something, and I'm going to go back to it real quick.
Okay.
You said something about ley lines.
Yes.
Guess which ley line runs between here across, and guess where it goes to?
Where? What?
Directly to the pyramids.
Really?
Wow.
We're on a main vein ley line.
Wow.
And we got documents of that. So any of those smaller ley lines that come off of it,
honey, we gotta save money. We're going on a trip.
So yeah,
where are we going again, Howie? We're going to a cabin.
Mechanicsville, Virginia.
Going Virginia.
We're going to Virginia. Okay, we're good.
Thank you.
Call me that. Call me JR.
Are there any obelisks in that area?
No,
Okay.
not that we're aware of. So I will say that. So I think it's interesting. We used one point, one place, and experience to talk about this, because how many other people may have experienced these same phenomenons, and maybe they were questioning. Well, that's why we opened the door tonight. That's why we wanted to talk about it, to open minds and give free thought and go, what is the possibilities? Let's break the code. Mama Judy dropped something here real quick before. Okay, go ahead, Rhonda.
If the music offended them, is it possible they can detect if you have Native American blood other than their own and it offends them?
I think
Maybe
that's
you're from a different tribe.
I think
I would
that's a
think yes.
possibility. Yeah, I think so too. Oh, bam. Donna hit me up with some more stuff. Everybody's peeling it in now, boy. They're doing
Machine, I believe, is the sand and such coming from over millions of years ago. So now you have prehistoric elements involved. And I never really thought about the prehistoric part of it until we were actually doing a blessing out at Belgrove and digging some holes to put some mugwort and things in there for a location and dug up what we believed to be an arrowhead, but it actually ended up being
Tooth.
something else. No, it wasn't a tooth. It was more of a spear. And
Yeah.
it dated back to 10,000 BC when it was
Wow.
aged.
But a megalodon tooth was found right there as well.
Yep.
Yeah.
What I want to know,
Like opened up a whole nother, like, holy crap.
what I want to know is if there's that energy there, where are the dinosaur ghosts?
Well, I think they kind of ate each other.
With their little hands.
Yeah. How did they scratch their nose?
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
No, if their hands are that short, how do you scratch your nose?
Can you imagine how bad it would be to be single?
You know, it's a good thing they didn't have to wipe their butt. I'll tell you that much. Forget that. Sorry.
You can't take me anywhere.
So, right. So I want to take the time to thank Raven and Keith for coming on and chatting with us tonight.
We'll have to do this again. This was fun.
Yes. You know, the open thoughts that we do, and then when we can get a group of people together and discuss this is really amazing. Travelers, stay tuned, because 2024, I and Rhonda, and I'm going to say it just like this, we plan to blow the pants right off of your ass. We've got some really
great underwear on.
Yeah, with your underwear on.
Keep spare.
We've got some great ideas for the show. Susan and I and Keith and Joni are working with the network to make it better, to make it bigger. We have 4 new shows coming to the network in 2024.
Yeah.
We've got the Christmas show coming. So that'll be interesting too. You know, it's the season. So get out there and help your fellow man. If you hate, use it, flip it over and love.
Yep.
You use this time, help each other.
Transmute it.
That's right. So, I mean, that's really all I got tonight. I wanted to talk about it and then discuss, and I think that we really reached out, and hopefully Ryan and maybe Shannon got some answers tonight, but Ryan and Dennis can listen to this and get some good ideas. And now we've got some great experiments to try out here as well.
Yeah, that's gonna be cool. I can't wait to see the notice.
I think when you do that, those energy ones you were talking about, I'd like to go with you and do a base, like psychic medium kind of energy read and compare with what you're getting.
Gary, it was a pleasure meeting you, sir. Thank you.
Come join us again, Gary.
Hopefully we will see you, and we've made a Rift Traveler for life, hopefully, on that one.
There we go.
So I'm agreeing, Rhonda, and I think we have to do it. So let's look in and see what's good. You guys, now Keith, are you on air tomorrow night, or is tomorrow your skip show? Your skip show?
Off tomorrow.
Okay. So tune in to Joni Skinner tomorrow night with Mysteries Behind the Scenes. Check out, see what she's got on. Tuesday. Mama Raven brings the flock.
Yeah, I'll be bringing the flock with the wings, be back to my avatar and all my comfiness behind the scenes there. We're going to be talking a lot about emotional abuse. I've run across a lot of things doing readings, and I really want to get into the fact that it's not just women that get emotionally abused. It's men, it's mothers, it's fathers. There's a lot of emotional abuse, and I want to get into literally how to identify it and how to help you, the signs, and try to flip that and pick you up. So it might be a two episode type thing. We'll see where we end up on that.
There you go.
I know a little bit about that subject.
Yeah, me too.
know a little bit about some little something. Little
From
something,
both
something.
sides.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Yep.
So
Oh.
this has been a magnificent show. I'm so thankful we were able to do this. As you see, the new scripture that's out right now for the season, I really dig this
Yeah.
font and what Restream's done. Oh, how can we forget? Thank you, Restream. Thank you for your support and always being there and solving our problems when you can. We can't thank you enough for allowing us to be on your platform and supporting us. It's been really amazing. Thank you, Gary, and we're going to check you out. Don't you worry about that. If you're looking to do a show, if you're interested, you think you got what it takes, give me a holler. Give Susan a holler. Let us know. Yeah, Keith.
I was pointing at you.
Can,
That's right. That's right.
yeah.
Come over to the Rift Nation. Let us know. If you've got an idea for a show, if you want to be a guest, give us a holler. Talk to us. We have plenty of shows and we got more coming. We're really excited about the future. We're also giving mad shout outs to GOS, Ghost of Stanton, Virginia. Okay. Longtime supporter. Also to ECBRO, Virginia Bigfoot Association. Mad props to those guys. Right here, Cabin on 360. So, make sure our sponsors get heard, the people we promote and we support. So
Yep.
until then, we will be talking with you next Sunday. Look at the next couple of days and see what we got in store for you then. Until then, watch the shows, check them out. Let's hear from you. Thank y'all so much for being here, travelers and those alike. And may always virtue be yours.
Have a great week, everyone.
Peace.
As we hear the cough.